Coronation Street's Sam accuses Will of bullying as Megan drama deepens. Sam Blakeman is set to struggle even more next week in Coronation Street as his growing anxiety and paranoia begin to overwhelm him, leading him to tell those closest to him that Will Driscoll has been targeting him with bullying. After confiding in Hope Dobbs that he has been researching grooming cases, Sam is left shaken when he later believes he has seen Will and Megan Walsh together in the precinct. He immediately warns Will's family about what he saw, but Will insists he has not left the pub at all that day. So was Sam mistaken, or is Will still hiding the truth from everyone around him? Megan's ongoing intimidation has had a serious impact on Sam's state of mind, a Corrie insider explains. Although Megan's disturbing behavior has now been exposed, Sam is still deeply frightened of both her and Will, and now that fear is starting to consume him. It is becoming increasingly obvious that Sam could really benefit from professional support, but Leanne and Toyah Battersby are unable to agree on what kind of help would be best for him. At the same time, Will attempts to make peace by apologizing to Sam for everything he has put him through. Sam reluctantly accepts the apology, but it is clear that he still remains suspicious of Will's motives. Later in the week, Sam notices Will talking to Liam Connor and decides to confront him, warning that he will not be intimidated any longer. When Will returns home, he tells Eva Price and Maggie Driscoll that Sam has been spreading lies about him, which leads Eva to march over to the bistro and challenge Leanne, Nick, and Toyah. Up until now, Eva has largely been standing alongside them, helping form a united front in their mission to hold Megan accountable for what she has done. But could that alliance now be starting to crack? Eva angrily accuses Sam of making false claims, our insider adds. In an attempt to diffuse the tension, Nick suggests the boys should put the past behind them and settle things over a pizza. But Sam is clearly uncomfortable with the idea of spending time with Will. So is his fear justified, or is his anxiety beginning to distort what he believes is happening? Coronation Street fans think they've spotted a big future twist for the Connor-Swains after Betsy Hint. Coronation Street viewers believe they may have figured out what lies ahead for the Connor-Swain family, and some think it could even point to a major upcoming storyline involving Betsy Swain. As ITV soap fans will remember, after a rocky beginning to their romance, things finally started falling into place for Lisa Swain and Carla Connor. Their relationship took a huge step forward when Lisa proposed not long after the pair moved into their first home together at number 6 Coronation Street, towards the end of last summer. But just a few days later, their happiness was turned upside down when Lisa's ex-wife, Becky Swain, made a completely unexpected return. In a huge shock, it was revealed that Becky had actually been alive the entire time, despite Lisa and their daughter Betsy having mourned her for 4 years after believing she had died while on duty. Becky came back with one clear objective: to rebuild her family and win them back. For a while, it looked as though she might succeed after persuading Lisa and Betsy to leave the country with her. However, her plan came crashing down in dramatic style when they became caught up in a terrifying multi-vehicle crash. Following Becky's dramatic downfall, which ended with her being sentenced to 12 years in prison, Lisa became determined to repair things with Carla. Although the underworld boss was hesitant at first and struggled to forgive, she ultimately couldn't stay away from the woman she loved, and not long after they reunited, Carla stunned Lisa by secretly arranging their wedding plans. Even so, viewers have not seen much actual wedding preparation between the couple ahead of their big day, which has been confirmed for April 23rd. That may be partly due to the surprise arrival of Carla's baby niece Connie, who was left on their doorstep after the daughter of her brother Rob Donovan and prison officer Mandy unexpectedly ended up in their care. Now, fans have started speculating over how long Connie's time in Weatherfield will last after Betsy actress Sydney Martin shared a new image online. The soap star offered fans a first glimpse of her character following a noticeable transformation away from the cobbles. Megan breaks Will's heart with baby shock in Coronation Street, but fans think she's lying. Coronation Street has introduced yet another twist in the disturbing Megan and Will grooming storyline as Megan tells the teenager that she has lost their baby, but many viewers are already convinced that she is not being honest. For a long time, fans of the ITV soap have watched the deeply unsettling grooming plot unfold on screen. Recently, it looked as though the storyline might finally be heading toward a conclusion after Sam exposed the truth. But the drama is far from over. In Tuesday night's episode, April 1st, the story took another dramatic turn when Megan claimed she had lost the baby following an altercation with Maggie. Will still cannot bring himself to stay away from Megan, as he remains unable to recognize that he has been manipulated and groomed by her. During the episode, he once again told her how much he loved both her and the baby, much to Megan's obvious satisfaction. Maggie, however, had serious doubts that her grandson was really keeping his distance. Determined to find out the truth, she tracked his phone, which ultimately led her straight to Megan's flat, although Will had already gone by the time she arrived. Instead, Maggie came face to face with Megan herself and wasted no time delivering a chilling warning. She told Megan that it was time for her to disappear for good and never try to contact Will again. But Megan refused to be intimidated and made it clear she had no intention of going anywhere. That is when the confrontation escalated, with Maggie grabbing hold of Megan and causing her to fall to the floor. Although viewers never actually saw Megan being taken to hospital, the next time she appeared on screen she was in tears, telling Will that she had lost the baby. Will was left visibly heartbroken by the revelation. But despite his devastation, Coronation Street fans are not exactly convinced that Megan is telling the truth. Coronation Street fans aren't buying Megan's baby twist. After the episode aired, viewers quickly headed to Reddit and X to share their reactions to the dramatic cliffhanger, and one big question seemed to dominate the conversation. Is Megan telling the truth? One fan suggested that Megan's claim about losing the baby sounded suspicious, arguing that she was probably lying to make things easier for herself. They also pointed out that if it had really happened, viewers would likely have seen the moment she found out. Another viewer was even more certain, bluntly stating that Megan was lying and insisting that dishonesty is nothing new for her character. A third fan shared the view that the pregnancy appears to be one of the only major pieces of evidence linked to the grooming storyline, making it unlikely that the writers would simply write it out, unless, of course, someone eventually catches Megan and Will together.